I will come to the check camera again. That's it.
All right, all right, all right. I hope you guys can hear me. If you can hear me loud and clear, just let me know in the comment. We're going to start pretty much very soon.
We teach traders what really matters, not just strategies, but the mindset behind them. Through our Traders Masterclass, podcasts, and content, we make sure traders know how to manage themselves first. Community, the TP family is all about connection, but instead of chat rooms, we meet through meaningful content that actually helps you grow. Tools, we're creating journals, simulations, and practical resources to help you track your progress. We're about creating strong, resilient, unstoppable traders. Welcome to the movement. Let's make 2025 the year you fix your mind and fix your trading. What is the TP family and how do you become part of it? Don't worry, if you're watching this, you're already part of the TP family. Now, before you ask, no, it's not take profit. That's the first thing traders think, right? TP stands for trading psychology. When Cheqona created this community, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He wanted to create a space for traders built around a simple truth. Most traders lose because their mindset isn't ready for success. So what's the TP family? It's not a company. It's not an organization. It's a movement of traders who are done chasing shortcuts, done trading emotionally, and done feeling like they're alone in this journey. Now, let me be clear. We're not here to build another Telegram or Discord group. You don't need more chats or endless notifications. All you have to do is follow our content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where we deliver everything. Masterclasses, podcast clips, mindset tips, and even those hard truths no one else will tell you about trading. Our vision for 2025 is simple: education. We teach traders what really matters, not just strategies, but the mindset behind them. Through our TP Masterclass, podcasts, and content, we make sure traders know how to manage themselves first. Community, the TP family is all about connection, but instead of chat rooms, we meet through meaningful content that actually helps you grow. Tools, we're creating journals, simulations, and practical resources to help you track your progress and improve your trading behavior. The TP family is here to change the way traders think forever. We're not about quick wins. We're about creating strong, resilient, unstoppable traders. Welcome to the movement. Let's make 2025 the year you fix your mind and fix your trading.
All right, guys, if you can hear me loud and clear, just drop some comment in the session right now. How are you guys doing? And again, let me put a disclaimer out there, guys. Today, unfortunately, as you can hear from my voice, I'm a little bit I didn't want to cancel this live session. I wanted us to really have this live session. I was looking forward to it. So if my voice is a little bit down, forgive me for that. We still had to basically do this masterclass anyways, because there is a lot that I want to teach before you guys we start going heavy in 2025 as traders. Welcome to this live session. My name is Cheqona. The first thing that I just want to say is let me just say hello to each and every single person. Let me know in the comment where you are tuning in from at this moment. Just drop in a comment. Let me say hello to you wherever you're tuning in from. It's currently right now 6 p.m. my time right now, and it's an amazing day. I'm grateful and I thank God that we are still here. All right, then. So we have Maverick from Nigeria. Again, my Niger family. How you guys doing, y'all? Nigeria in the house. Just let me know where you're tuning in from before we get right into it. Nigeria in the house. Nigeria in the house. We have Scotland in the house. Kenya in the house. Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria. Oh, Ghana. Okay, we have one. Okay, so Steve from Nigeria, Nigeria too, and Ghana. So Ghana, Nigeria, Ghana, Nigeria. We have one Scottish person. I'm very honored to have one Scottish person on this live show right now. We have Nigeria in the house. Okay, so Ghana, Nigeria, Scotland, Kenya. We have Rwanda. This call is about to go global very soon. Okay, so guys, before we go on, today this is our first 2025 Trading Psychology Masterclass episode 1. It's going to be incredible. So if you are following me on Instagram, all that I want you to do is that I want you to go to Instagram and I want you to just screenshot wherever you're watching this from. Tag me right now. The team will repost it so that people will know that we are live. As much as, we do these things, we want people to hear the information that we bring as well. So try as much as possible to make sure you invite somebody. So all you got to do is just, screenshot it, take a picture, share it on our Instagram, tag me, the team will repost it, even though I'm live right now here, so that at least we can be able to invite people. So I'm giving like maximum 60 seconds or 19 seconds. Let's invite people and then we take it out from there, okay? And then make sure that if you have done that, you have your book and your pen, because today we're going to be taking a lot of notes. My goal is to make sure that you don't leave this place the same way again as you came. Very, very, very important. My goal is to make sure that you don't leave the same way as you came on this live stream. I genuinely, really, really mean it. All right. So let's invite. Tell people that we are live. Let's tell people that we are live. All right. And we'll take it out from there. All right. So today we are talking about something very interesting. But before we go on, whether you are a Muslim or whether you're a Christian, I think there is one thing we have in common. Sorry. One thing that we have in common is that we all believe in prayers. And so, Father, we thank you so much for this masterclass. There is nothing that I can be able to say here that is my understanding or my way, unless, Father, you give it that wisdom. Father, I thank you. We give you all the praise. We give you all the honor. As we are here on this live stream, I genuinely believe that every single person on this live stream right now will never live the same way again. And Father, may every single message that come out of my mouth, may it fall on the right heart so that they can receive it. What we do here is beyond just trading. And I believe that, Father, you will transform lives through the minds of individuals. In Jesus' name as we pray. Amen. All right, guys, let's take it out from there. So my name is Cliff Cheqona. If this is the first time they are meeting me, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So first things first, I've been in this industry for a decade. I think 2012, so 12 years counting now. And I posted something on my YouTube and I said that I've seen a lot, guys. I have cried. I have prayed over my account. Name it all. I've done every single thing that everybody does in trading that makes them wonder if should I still even be a trader in the first place. I've cried. I said this story one time and people were like, Cliff, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I will never forget that day when I was trading XAU USD. And I say XAU USD and people are talking to me like, Cliff, why don't you just say gold? Why would you say XAU USD when you can just say gold? I say XAU USD because I want you to understand that it was gold pairing with the United States dollar. And I'll never forget, during this time of my life, I invested money that I was not supposed to lose. And so what happened was I cried while praying over the account. And while I was doing that, one of the things, the reason why I was crying was not because I'm a baby. If there's a certain amount of money, if you're losing, that you're it's either you die with it or you pray for God to turn your story around. Now, long story short, the account blew. The prayer didn't change it. None of that changed the fact that, yes, Cliff, you are praying. You are a believer. Does it change the fact that you still need to get the knowledge and the right understanding? No. And so at some point in my life, I got to realize that, Cliff, your good intentions does not change the reality of how this industry works. You may be a good guy. You may be a great guy. You may try to even be a good guy, or you may have your own, limitation and so on and so forth. But that does not change the fact that trading is a business and you have to learn the skill set of this business. And so I'll never forget, I laid my hands on my MT5. That time I think it was an MT4 MetaTrader. And then I said, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Moses, please don't let my account blow. And the account blew. And I reached a point in my career whereby I had to make a decision. Either I go forward and be a trader, or I quit being a trader. Now, that point that I got to that point, sorry, because I had to make a decision. Now, that decision that I had to make, it came from an intentional understanding. Does that make sense? And today, I'm going to try my best to make sure that I will do a lot of things to make sure you guys really, really get the right knowledge and every single thing. So I'm going to share my screen at some point in time and so on and so forth so that you guys can really, really genuinely understand everything we are learning today. Now, you may have heard me say this before, that there are 5 stages that every single person go through in this life. The first one is called the unconscious incompetence. It is a stage that you start that you don't know what you're doing. All right. Just like how we started everything. You probably saw an advert on TV or you saw somebody on Instagram posting that, hey, trading works, and you wanted to do the same. Okay. Now, that is an unconscious incompetence stage. You didn't do it because you knew what you were doing. You did it because at the end of the day, you wanted to basically also get some understanding from whatever that is. Now, the reality of the situation is everybody starts from there. But there is a point where you have to understand that you're going to get to a point where you may have started ignorantly, but you have to make a decision. So one thing that I want you to have in mind right now on this call, forget about me. Even if whether you know me or not, whether you're part of the TP family or not, that's not the point. The point is the information you're going to be receiving today, I believe, that by the grace of God, your life will not remain the same again. You see, I can give you the knowledge, but what gives you understanding is your readiness to receive and your posture. So make sure that you have your notes and then your pen so that you can take notes. Now, there is a beautiful story, and anytime I talk about this story, or anytime that I think about it, it just makes me happy. It's about a story about the bird eagle. The eagle is an amazing bird, strong bird, fast bird, one of the second fastest bird in the world. Amazing. Some people still believe there are other birds that are probably faster than the eagle, but he's fast. And so the eagle has a very long lifespan. It can grow to a certain number of years, probably let's say give and take 80 years. Now, the first 40 years of the bird, it gets to a point where it becomes very, 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 very heavy. Very, very, very heavy. So the first stage is it grows, and it gets to a point where that bird becomes what? Heavy. Okay, heavy meaning that it becomes big. Now, when it becomes big like that, it has 2 options now. Either it chooses to stay on the ground and die, or flies to the highest top of a mountain. The reason why it has to fly to the highest top of a mountain is so that it can be able, right? It's so that it can be able to have the space to do whatever it wants to do through the transformation stage. Now, when it flies to the highest top of the mountain, now remember this, that his beaks is all heavy. His feathers are all old and heavy as well. His claws are heavy. So he finds it very difficult to fly, yet he has to fly to the highest top of a mountain. So when he gets to the highest top of the mountain, he has to go through what we call transformation. Now, this transformation can take approximately 150 days. This transformation takes time. It can take approximately 150 days. Now, these 150 days, he's going through a transformation. What is he doing? He's trying to hit his beak on the mountain top, on the stones, to make sure that at the end of the day, he breaks that old beak and he uses the fresh one to pluck out his feathers and his claws so that he can become renewed. So there is a saying that may your youth be renewed like the eagle. That as an individual, you can also go through a transformation period just like the eagle. Now, one thing that you need to be able to understand is this, that transformation stage didn't happen because the eagle is destined to be transformed. It happened because the eagle decided to be transformed. Let me say it again. You guys cannot see my screen, yeah? Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why you guys cannot see my screen. Okay, it's fine. Let me basically share it again. We'll take it out from there. Thank you so much for letting me know. Can you guys see my screen now? Okay, you guys can see my screen now, yeah? If you can see it now, comment, you can see it. Okay, perfect. So he becomes the bird becomes heavy, it flies to the highest top, and then it goes through a transformation period of 150 days. Now, this transformation of 150 days, okay, the first thing that you need to be able to understand is this: he made a decision. It made a decision. All right. It made a decision. Now, that decision that the bird made, it didn't come from a place of, okay, I really, really want to make a decision about this. Doesn't make sense. The bird made a decision because it had to go through a decision process time. Now, one thing that you need to be able to understand is this. Look at this carefully now. Every single time that you reach a point in your life, okay, that it's time for you to make a decision. You have heard me saying this before, or you have heard this before. The word side. Okay, listen to this carefully now. The word side simply means something like this. So anytime you hear the word side, it means to kill. To kill. Okay? So the word side simply means to kill. So that is where you get the word insecticide. So when we say an insecticide spray, it means any type of spray that kills an insect. All right? Then when you hear the word pesticide, it means a type of spray that we use to kill an insect. And the same way, when you hear the word homicide, it means somebody killed someone. That means the situation is a criminal situation, a murder situation. The same way I want us to pick a word today. The word I want us to pick is called decide. That means every single time that you make a decision, every single time that you make a decision, something must die. Whether it's going to be distractions, whether if it's going to be environment, whether it's going to be your current level, something must die. Does that make sense? Every single time that you make a decision, when you decide, something must die. And so in 2025, in order for you to build systems and structures as a trader, you need to, first of all, number one, make a decision to want to build systems and structures. Are you with me? Every single time you want to be able to go to the next level, it starts with intentionality. To be intentional, to be able to build anything in this world, you need to be able to make a decision. And every single time that you decide to make a decision, something must die. Today we are talking about building structures as a trader. And we're going to be talking about a number of a run of things that will let you really understand this very well. Now listen to this carefully now. The reason why my trading changed is not necessarily because I got the perfect strategy. A lot of people sometimes ask me, Cliff, what strategy do you use? I have my own strategy to the point that those who have been following me for a while now, I do even have my own system created on TradingView. So there is a system I have called Cliff Cheqona. Now it's private now, which the TP family, you guys are going to have access to it eventually. Unless I give you the link, then you can get access to it. It's not public. And I did it that way for a reason. But those who have been following me for a while, if you were part of my inner circle back in the days, whatever, you do have this structure of mine. It's a whole system of a market structure and every single thing on TradingView. I systemize it for a reason. So the people ask me, Cliff, what do you trade? I said, there you go. This is my system. But today, what we are talking about is more than just a strategy. We're talking about the holistic structure of what makes you a trader. Does that make sense? Everything all around. Now, the first thing that I want you to understand, if you are going to be able to build any structures in 2025 as a trader, the first thing I need to do for you is for you to understand. If you see me not looking into the camera, it's because I'm looking at you guys right here in the comment and every single thing. So back and forth. Today's masterclass is not for who is looking to make money only. It's not for who has heard that trading can make you thousands of dollars, so you want one. Today's masterclass is not for the person who wants to see if trading works. That is not the person today's masterclass is for. Today's masterclass is for the individual that has decided, listen, I know trading is not easy, but then at the end of the day, I'm willing to go through this whole entire journey and I want to stand. And I know that I can stand to the level of the structures that are in place for me. That is the individual that today's masterclass is for. Now, we're going to be defining what structure is, and then we'll talk about trading structure, what it actually really means. Then we're going to be talking about why you need a structure. Then we're going to be talking about infrastructures and how to be able to understand how to build infrastructures for yourself. Are you with me? So if you just joined this session right now, as I told you guys, you're going to be hearing me coughing here and there because I didn't want to cancel this masterclass. I'm somebody when I make up my mind to do something, I do it. And so even though for the past couple of 2-3 days now, I've not been really well, but by the grace of God, I'm getting better. And my throat still is itching me and stuff like that. But you guys are my people. So I try as much as possible to make sure that I feel comfortable around you guys, even when it doesn't feel like it. Now, let's talk now. First things first. The first thing I want you to write down is this. What is a structure? As I told you, please, I'm teaching now, so let's focus. Any other question, I will take it after. Okay? What is a structure? Structure simply means an organized framework. Please write it down. When we talk about a structure simply means an organized framework. That means, for example, this microphone you guys are seeing here, it wasn't designed by mistake. The human body you have was not designed by mistake. There is a reason why I have a nose. There is a reason why I have my buccal cavity here. There is a reason why I do have my digestive system. There is a reason why I have everything that I have, to the point where even the hair in people's nose, there is a reason. So when something is structured, it was an intentional organization. So a structure is an organized framework. The purpose of a structure is to hold something together. Are you with me? The purpose of a structure is to hold something together. I want you to think about a house. The walls, the roof, the floor, the corners, every single thing in that house, you can classify that as a structure. The foundation, everything is a structure. So the house didn't just appear. Is that true? There is a level of organization that went into when the house was being designed. Are you with me? There was a level of organization that went into it. So if you see somebody who made a house, it means that somebody actually really sat down to create a house that people can live in. Okay? So that is a structure. That means the dimensions of the structure must be important. The size of the structure must be important. That means it has to be balanced, organized framework. You can't assume a structure. You can only intentionally build it. Now, in trading, when we say a structure, what is a trading structure? Please write this down. Now we have been able to identify and define that a structure is an organized framework that holds things together, right? So what is a trading structure? A trading structure is something, or your framework as a trader. Listen to me. Your framework as a trader that holds your business in trading together. So in other words, it includes your trading strategy, your risk management, your daily routines and habit. All of those things comes together to form your structure. Let me repeat it again. Your trading strategy, that means how do you enter a trade? How do you exit? Your hypothesis, your edge, every single thing, right? Your risk management, the way you manage money, and so on and so forth. The structures you put in place for that, your daily routines and your habit, things that forms your psychology. So your trading structure is any structure that is able to hold your trading business together. So every single time that you find out that your trading business or your career is chaotic, meaning you don't like the results you see, meaning that you cannot duplicate the results you got yesterday, meaning there is something off somewhere. Every single time you feel this way, the issue is not that trading is not working for you. The problem is that there is no structure in place. Are you with me? Perfect. So now we have been able to define what structure is. We started this call by letting you understand who this call is for. Now we've been able to identify or define what a structure is. Now I've been able to simplify what trading structure is for you. Trading structure is basically your trading strategy. All together. Remember the house, floor, ceiling, walls, kitchen, every single thing. So in this case as well, what do I mean? Your trading strategy, right? Your risk management, right? Your daily routines, structure. One doesn't have to be important than the other, but it doesn't also mean that foundation of any house is not very important. Are you with me? Foundation of a house is part of the house structure, but it's very important because no matter how nice the house is, if the foundation is not great, the house will still collapse. So even though every single part of a structure of a house is important, you need to be able to understand the essentiality behind majority of them as well. Now, I want you to understand this carefully now. Listen to this. You need to be able to understand that in order for any structure to work, there should be something within the structure called an infrastructure. Listen to this carefully now. In order for any structure to work, there should be something within that structure called an infrastructure. Now, the difference between a structure and an infrastructure is that a structure is something you see. An infrastructure are things you don't see, but then they sponsor the structure to still be a good framework, or in other words, useful. So let's say the house, right? Let's say your house, whatever house that you have, you need water, you need a pipe. You may not see the pipe, but the pipe may be underground. You probably need a Wi-Fi. Wherever you are right now, you're using a Wi-Fi. You cannot really tell, hey, the Wi-Fi is in the air, right? But it's within that structure that makes living in that structure conducive. So you may not see an internet, it's an infrastructure. Now, this is where a lot of retail traders are struggling because the infrastructure in the financial market is not built for the average retail trader to make money. Listen to this carefully now. That means the brokers, which you don't see. You use a broker, you can even see their website, but you have never ever probably seen their office before. Even if you have seen their office, you don't live with a CEO. You don't see the back end of what they do. You don't see none of that. But those are the infrastructures. When you click your buy and your sell, you don't see your trade going through a streamline of and then triggers. You don't see none of that. But you believe that when it triggers, you see it physically on your MT4, MT5. So the actual infrastructure that triggers your trade, you don't see that, but it is there. But unfortunately, that infrastructure is not built for you to make money. The brokers don't care about you. Not like they are bad, they just don't care about you. It's a conflict of interest. Everybody wants to make money. The data that they give us is not what makes us money. We are limited to data. The money you have, the actual resources, those little things, what you have is not enough. Does that make sense? So you can build a structure for yourself, but you need to understand that within every structure, there's an infrastructure. So in order for you to basically build structure for yourself in 2025, you need to understand that there are things you see and there are things you don't see. Both of them form your holistic structure of your trading career. And the beautiful part is that what you don't see controls more of what you see. So your strategy is easy. You see it on TradingView, but that is not actually what makes you money in trading. You can find the perfect strategy and it can tell you it's going to buy, but I can assure you, you can enter the trade and then before you can realize, it kicks you out and goes to your direction and you don't take the trade again. Not necessarily because your structure, which is your strategy, wasn't in place. It's because what was supposed to hold you emotionally intact as an infrastructure within that structure didn't exist. So what happened was you let that trade go because you are afraid, what if I lose that money? So as a retail trader, you need to understand this, that every single thing you're going to be doing in this industry, you need to be intentional about the decisions you make. So your trading strategy will tell you enter a trade when a certain pattern forms, right? But then one thing that you need to understand is this: your emotional discipline and your risk management systems will now ensure that you don't panic and you stick to your trading plan. Are you with me? So In order for you to stick to that trading plan of, okay, I will use 1.00, even though this looks like it's going to kick me out, and still let it ride. That is where that is what is missing in the average retail trader's mind. I always tell people this, that traders think they have a problem with strategy. No, you don't. Unless you're a new person and you know nothing about trading. But if you're not new, I can assure you, a lot of people do not have a problem with trading strategies. Their problem is, when do I enter the trade? Even when they ask me, Cliff, when do I enter a trade? When do I get it? I'm like, I get your question you're asking, but it's not a strategy question. You're asking me, Cliff, I've seen that the trade is going to go there, but I cannot enter because I'm afraid, what if I lose the money? That is not a structure problem. That is an infrastructure problem. The resources that sponsors the decision is not there. Are you with me? So why then do you need a structure? Please, I wrote something and I want you to write it down. You need structure because without a structure, you cannot implement an infrastructure. Please write this down. Why do you need a structure? Why do you need a structure? You need a structure because without a structure, you cannot implement an infrastructure. Why do you need a structure? You need a structure because without a structure, you cannot implement an infrastructure. This is the key. You see, a structure is not just about following a strategy or sticking to a routine. You already made me understand, explain this. It's about creating the foundation on which you can build the infrastructure. So if I need an internet, if you see me one day and I'm putting an internet in the bush, no matter how fast the internet is, you're going to wonder if Cliff is normal. You'll be like, why is this guy putting an internet in the bush? But the moment I put an internet in the house, you're like, oh yeah, is there an internet in this house? Nobody goes to the bush and say, how many of you guys will go to the bush? And I want you to put this in the comment. How many of you guys will go into the bush and expect there to be an internet in the bush? Just think about it, right? The reason why you don't expect an internet to be in the bush is because you know that internet is supposed to be in a certain structure called a house, an office, an organization place, a church, maybe whatever, right? Maybe a barber shop, maybe a restaurant. But you don't expect internet to be in the bush, right? Same thing here. There are some certain infrastructures. You don't need to expect them to exist in your trading if some certain structures are not in place. Are you with me? So now let's start now talking about an infrastructure then. I told you that the infrastructures in the financial market is not built for the average retail trader to make money. Guys, listen, in this industry, one of the things that I cry mostly for so that retail traders will understand is that nobody is coming to save you due to your ignorance. And you see, in this world that we live in right now, one of the things that you need to be able to understand is this. The way you think about things changes your life. See, I'm about to share something with you right now. If you understand exactly what I'm about to tell you, before we talk about the infrastructure part and talk about how to build it, and we'll be done in maximum 20 minutes. Listen to this carefully now. One thing you need to be able to understand is this. The way you think, your perception is everything in this industry. See, the financial market you're seeing like that here, can't you see that the more complicated we make it, the more frustrating it becomes? The trading part that is difficult is not the strategic part. It's the emotional part. And I want to tell you guys something. Listen to this carefully now. One thing I want to tell you is this. In this world, the way you perceive things changes everything. If you come on this live stream and you're like, oh, I'm going to listen to one guy who talk about trading psychology. And one guy also says, oh, I'm going to this live stream to make sure I get an information that will eliminate something in my trading that will help me. Now, at the end of the day, one thing that you need to understand is this. You are going to get to a point whereby your brain will start acting differently because of the mindset that you have. And I'm going to tell you why. There is a beautiful story in the Bible. It's about Samuel. And those of you who love reading Bible stories. So Samuel was sent to Jesse's house. And in Jesse's house, God told Samuel, go and anoint the next king of Israel. Now, when Samuel went to Jesse's house, he called the first child, because we are thinking, hey, it's probably going to be the first child that will be the king from Jesse's house. So Samuel called Jesse's son, the first one. And then God told Samuel, no, this is not This is not a king. And it was someone, you look at the outward appearance, I look at the heart. So he called all the 7 children of Jesse, and then God told him, no, it's not all the 7 children. And then someone asked Jesse, is this all your children? And then Jesse said, no. Follow the story now. He said, no, I have one more. He is in the bush feeding and, looking after the sheep. And then Samuel said, can you call him for me? So when he came, God told Samuel, this is the one that you need to anoint to become the king. Now, the question now is, why didn't God just tell Samuel, go to Jesse's house? There is one guy named David. Go and anoint David to become my king of Israel. You see, in this life, in every single thing that we do, it's more of an elimination than it is of attaining or instant rewards. So, if you are thirsty right now and you want to drink water, you are not drinking water because you love water. You are drinking water first because you want to eliminate thirst. Are you with me? If you go to the gym, you're not going to the gym because you want to basically just get strong. You are going to the gym to eliminate weakness. So the more you go to the gym, the more weakness leave your body, the more strength comes in. Does that make sense? If you pick up a book and you are reading a book, I have this amazing book that I'm reading here. So this book is called Win Your Inner Battles. Very powerful book. It says win your inner battles. And then the more I pick up this book and I'm reading this book, do you know what is happening to me? I am eliminating ignorance. Not necessarily just getting knowledge. I'm eliminating something. And if you are starting anything in this world, you need to see it from this angle in order for it to have a perpetual motivation to keep you going. If you see you coming on this call, that you are eliminating everything that will hold you back as a trader, it changes the way you position yourself to listen. So in this world, it's more of elimination first before inputs. You can't put old wine skin, right, and put a new wine in that. So if you have a new wine, it doesn't go into an old wine skin. It goes into a new wine skin. So in every single process of everything in this world is unlearn, relearn, then you keep learning. This is the biggest problem why traders keep on getting stuck. Because they think they still need to be the same person that started trading, and they will just add some knowledge and they will become successful. You are joking. The average you right now is everything opposite to who a trader is meant to be. Your current mindset you have cannot make more than 2 emotional decisions in a day. You will blow your account. So you need to be able to understand the first stage of your journey is you are about to unlearn. Unlearn every single thing that you know that has trained you to become the liquidity. Unlearn every single thing you know that has made you to make impulsive decisions. Unlearn every single thing that you know that has made you so difficult to take risk. Unlearn. So Cliff, what is the first structure that needs to be in place? The structure to eliminate unnecessary information and the structure to put in the information needed for me to become the trader I need to become. Step number 1. Cliff, how do I build structures for my trading? Knowledge. If you are so ignorant, if you have been in this industry for 2 years, 3 years, and there are some certain foundational things you don't know, just like the house, the foundation, correct? You are playing yourself. Because you need to be able to understand that in order for you to be able to grow, there should be some level of some knowledge that convicts you. So the reason why you are afraid, what if I lose this trade, is because you don't have the knowledge that has convicted you enough to stay in that trade with that confidence in your edge. That confidence may be lacking from knowledge. You have no backtest history, nothing. So you want to build an infrastructure to be able to make sure your structure is in place. Knowledge about risk management, knowledge about psychology, knowledge about strategy, knowledge. Some of these knowledge, you don't need mentors. You just need to pick up your phone and do your research. What is NASDAQ? What is US 30? Oh, so how do they select the companies to be part of US 30? You don't need a mentor to teach you this. Your desire to want to get knowledge will compel you to go get that knowledge. Sometimes when people ask me, Cliff, they ask me some questions and I'm like, you don't want to know enough. If you are willing to know, there are some things you will do a research on. I remember people ask me, Cliff, how do I interpret the news so that I can be able to apply to my trading? I asked them a second question. I said, do you love the news? They said, no, I don't really like listening to the news. I said, let's start from there. Start getting passionate about the news. How many times do you tune into CNN? Finances. How many times do you turn into Bloomberg? Let's start from there. Get passionate about the news first. Don't let the Bloomberg and the Forest Factory become someplace you quickly go and look and then try to apply it to trading. That is not how it works. We're a financial market trader. You need to get passion for this business. So the first thing is knowledge. What do you know about NASDAQ? Why does the NASDAQ move? What do you know about economy? What do you know about risk tolerance? What do you know about GDP? What do you know about how money is moved between companies and countries? What do you know? It's a research away. Knowledge. Are you with me? So the first thing you need is knowledge. The knowledge structure needs to be in place. Reading books. Like you are on this call, you are taking notes. Everything that I'm saying that you know in your heart that you're not doing, you go do your research. Knowledge. Become equipped. Don't just assume you understand your broker. Go to the back office of your broker and go and read their contract, the terms and conditions, so that one day, if they don't give your money to you, you know how to sue them. Or you're not planning on doing this business to become a millionaire. Yes, if you want to become a millionaire, then you need to start thinking like one. To be ready to sue a broker, they're not going to give your money to you anyways, because they have a way that they know that retail traders will not read the contract. A lot of them. Does that make sense? So knowledge. You want to build structures? What is the second thing you need to do? The first thing, as I said, is knowledge. The second thing that you need it to be in place to build a structure is your mindset. Now, when I say mindset, you need to understand that habits and character that you have right now, they have to switch up a little bit. The current version of you is afraid of what if I don't make money? What if I lose this trading account? What if? It's perfectly normal. Why? Because your brain, the current brain that you have right now, is genuinely really trained millions of years ago to survive. So when it sees risky situations, it runs away. Any other thing, does that make sense? So you need to now build your mindset. Now, building the mindset simply means, in order for you to build any mindset or renew your mind, it starts from humility. You have to understand that your mind that you have right now cannot get you to where you're going. You know why? The reason why the current mindset you have right now cannot take you to where you're going, because it would have taken you there if it could. Cliff, is the truth. You are where you are because of what you know. You are where you are because of the current mindset you have. What did I tell you? Every single time you find out that something is not working in your life, it means something really is missing. So that simply means the mindset you have right now is not enough to make you a successful trader. So that means we need to fix that mind to fix your trading. Now, the next thing that you need to basically just also do, the second thing that needs to be in place when you are building structures is your financial structure. Cliff, what do you mean? If you are currently broke and you have nothing on you, trading is going to be a little bit difficult in your first initial stages, unless God help you. Or somehow you get favored and you get some good money and then you survive somehow. Or you have to be humble and accept the fact that all I have is $100. It cannot make me $10,000, but it can make me $20. It can make me $15. If you accept that, trading will be so easier for you. The reason why a lot of people are suffering is because their financial structure is not in place. And then they want to make more money now because they want to change their life now. And understand, it's called the issues of life. Does that make sense? But you need to be able to understand this, that in order for you, guys, sorry, I stopped watching the chat for a second. Let me just come here. I want to make sure you guys are with me now. Please drop some number ones in the chat if you're learning anything, because I avoided every distraction. While we're about to wrap up, I want to make sure So again, thank you so much, team. I just saw that you guys are putting every single thing in there for the people to write. Just drop some number ones in the chat. Let me know that you're learning something right now. Perfect. So now the next thing that you need to understand, even if I end here, we can continue tomorrow next time on the episode 2 of the masterclass, because I want to take my time and then really let you guys grow. Listen, your financial structure must be in place. If you don't have money, trading is very difficult, because while you are really taking that entry, I'm going to show you something. Let me just show you something right now. Look at this right now. I'm going to share the whiteboard again. See the whiteboard. If you can see the whiteboard, say that I can see. Let me see. I want to show you something. Can you see the whiteboard? Okay, perfect. Okay. I want to do something right now, guys. Let's look at this carefully. Let's say, for example, you said you want to enter a trade from here. You said that basically you are waiting for let's say the market is consolidating here. Okay, so it broke this space right here. All right, came back, and so it created an imbalance because of this huge move it created. So you said your entry is going to be a little bit back again, and then when it changes character again on a smaller time frame, you will go in. Okay, so let's say this is your strategy. You wait for the market to accumulate, and then you make a decision after you see an FVG or an imbalance area. It comes back, and then you go to the smaller time frame, and then you look for an entry, then you push it up with it. Okay. Now, this market came here. When it came here now, what happened is you went in for a buy. And because you want to make more money, your lot size was a little bit bigger, but the stop loss was tight. So it kicked you out. Now, it will pain you that it kicked you out, and then it went there. So you are angry now, right? You are now angry. So because you know this thing will go all the way probably to a distribution area here for the market cycle to complete. Since it's in a markup phase here, you know, okay, I'm going to just wait until it comes here again, maybe. All right, retest and then go back. Now listen to this carefully now. So you took an initial buy because you don't want to mess up, like how it did to you here. Now what is going to happen is the moment you enter the trade, now you have become either part of the early liquidity people, or you're going to be fortunate. But let's say you're part of the early liquidity people. It keeps on dipping. 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 Now, because you don't want to lose, you remove your stop loss, which was here. So let's say this was where your SL was here. Your SL was here. So you remove your SL from this angle here because you're like, oh man, what if it hits my SL and it goes there? Then it keeps on dipping. It keeps on dipping. It keeps on dipping. It keeps on dipping. Smaller here. Now, one thing people don't know is this. Anytime the market passes our stop losses or something, they think it means the market has changed the overall structure. It's not true. It could come all the way down here even again and still create the same thing. Have you ever realized how sometimes you be like, oh, this is a head and shoulders, and then, oh, it faked out. Oh, then it went back again. It's like we are always giving names and meanings to things that changed the way it was. So I always tell people this, that now you have removed your stop loss from there, not necessarily because you don't want your stop loss to hit, but it's because your desire not to lose is bigger than your desire to gain. And the name of this cognitive bias in your brain is called loss aversion. Are you with me? It's called loss aversion. Anytime that you enter loss aversion, remember this, you are not the only one who is being trapped by this cognitive bias, and the market knows. So every single time it kicks every single person it wants out. Cliff, what is liquidity? Liquidity simply means money, capital. That means anywhere there is capital, there is what? Tell me. Let me go into the comment section right now. If liquidity simply means money or capital, that means every single time that there is capital, that means there is what? Let me know in the comment section right now. Let me know you guys are listening to me right now. Anytime that there is capital, it means there is what? There is SL. I like that as well. I like that kind of comment. There is SL and there's liquidity. Thank you so much. So people sometimes say, I'm going to learn, all right, how to be able to not become part of the liquidity. What you are basically just saying is that I hope a lot of people don't enter the same place I'm entering. Because if a lot of people enter the same place you are entering, the market will still find a way to grab those money. It's called pool of money. That is why sometimes you will see a big wick here, you will see a big wick, and then it will form a doji, kind of a long one here, and then you will see the next one opening here, and it keeps on going up again. Why? Because it grabbed both liquidity upside and downside liquidity as well. Why? Because at the end of the day, you need to understand that the market wants to pick money. The big boys doesn't want to use their money. So what do? They buy from discounts and they sell from premium. So they will always use your money. It's called OPMs, other people's money, to make their decisions. So you need to understand that whether you like it or not, sooner or later, you experience some losses, things won't go well. So if your structures are not in place and you don't have money, and you are afraid, what if I lose? You will never make the right decision. So Cliff, what then do I do? Accept the money you have deposited in your account that is about to go away. It could go away. Until you accept that, you will never become financially free in trading. You need to be able to know, listen, even if I lose this money, I don't care. I know, Cliff, but I do care though. I care about if I lose this money. I get it. But in order for me to help you psychologically, I need you to believe that you need to see that money like it's gone. That is the only way you can make a decision. There is a saying that the guy who is ready to walk away from any negotiation is likely to be able to get that deal because he has no emotional attachment. If he is able to say, listen, you know what, I'm going to walk away if you don't give me the deal or not, that person can make the right deal. Same thing in trading. If you are able to say, listen, the money I've deposited into the account, I don't care if it goes or not. It could blow, yes. But if you have that mindset, it changes the way you trade. So your financial structure needs to be in place. So if let's say $1,000 is all that you have, don't put all this $1,000 in there because you want to make money. You need to accept your fate and your reality and then put $100 there. Now I know that $100 cannot change your life now, but when you build on this $100, eventually it could change something. And then we're going to be talking about a lot of these things. See, all these things that I'm doing. This is your episode 1 of the Trading Psychology Masterclass. The following week or the next week coming, we're going to be talking about the neuroscience, which means the science behind why you can't do what you want to do. You need to get the knowledge before I even start showing you, all right, how to be able to apply psychology on the chart. Because you need to get knowledge. Are you with me? And so that is why we are putting this masterclass in place. I'm sorry, guys. I have this culture that will always keep this masterclass under 1 hour. And so the first thing I want you to understand is this. That is why I'm calling it episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, so that you will know every single time that we come back again, you got to know where we picked up from. So you got to go back, watch this video, share it, so that the person that will come will know, okay, this is where we were. We are creating a whole entire series. I don't care if it is 100 episodes this year, 200 episodes, we'll do it. Does that make sense? And by the time you watch all these things and understand, very soon we'll even talk about brokers. Why some of them is like this. We will talk about every single thing on this masterclass because the trading psychology is not just about brain. Trading psychology is the awareness of the truth, the conviction you come into that motivates you to make decisions without fear, emotions, and worries. Trading psychology. Are you with me? So I know that you guys want to learn every single thing today, but let's just keep it that way. So this is our first episode 1 of our Trading Psychology Masterclass, EP1. I'm going to save this. It's going to be saved, and you can come back and watch it again. Next week, we're going to be continuing from here, and we'll be talking about why. Because in order for you to build structures, you need to be able to, first of all, start from the knowledge. So I don't want to go through all the structures to convince you. Let's start from the knowledge structure part. It can take us 6 videos or 6 live sessions to just create that structure for your knowledge part, the books you need to read, the reason why you can't make decisions, the information you need, the ones you have that is not necessary right now, the things you have heard about brokers are not even true. All of these things, we're going to talk about it. Then when we are done with the knowledge part, we now go to the habits formation. Then we go to the risk management. Then we go to the strategy. So we're going to do a lot of master classes, and I'm doing this all so that you guys can grow. So don't miss out. Save this video, share it. Make sure that you guys are coming back again to watch this video. Even if I'm saying nonsense, don't worry. Just forget about my face, my nose big, my head. Forget about none of that. Focus on the information I'm giving you because, guys, I can assure you. And then one thing that we'll do in the future is now that we have learned every single thing, the next thing is, okay, now you guys have gotten this practice. How do we now apply it to grow in a portfolio so that you can be emotionally intelligent, holding a trade, growing a portfolio? This is what trading psychology TP family is all about. With that all being said, thank you so much, guys, for hopping on the AEP1. You can always watch it back again. I know that you are asking me a question, Manessa, but I cannot be able to answer it right here. We gotta take it step by step. Come back again, watch this video, and then God willing, next week we'll be talking about it step by step. So it will be named Trading Psychology EP1, Trading Psychology EP2. So we'll be learning. It is going to be a line, a whole chain of education that if you start now, eventually you will grow. If you guys had an amazing time with me, drop some number ones in the chat. I'm super excited for you guys all. Stay tuned. That yeah, you're welcome. Stay tuned. There is more information that I'm gonna have. Sometimes we will go extended a little bit, and then we'll take it out from there. Okay. So with that all being said, just drop some number ones in the chat. Let me know if you had an amazing time here on this call, and then we just wrap up. Also, if you have any questions, don't forget, you can ask it to the team, to my DM, whatever it is. We'll come back and answer here for you guys as well. With that all being said, thank you so much, guys. The videos will be saved. You can come back again and watch the EP1 of the Trading Psychology Masterclass. Ignorance is dangerous. It is very dangerous. There is so much I can talk about just that, but we'll put it into the EP2, okay? With that all being said, thank you so much. Have an amazing day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.